Trust me, this is the kind of song Arsenal fans and of course the fans of Arsenal in the UK will currently be listening to right now because of their success against FC Porto in the UEFA Champions League yesterday night. Definitely the name a lot of Arsenal fans are chanting right now, David Raya, the savior of the Gunners. Yes, Arsenal right now in the quarter-final of the UEFA Champions League for the year 2024. I'm talking about 14 years of waiting to be in the quarter-final. It's finally over for Mikel Arteta-led side as they got the job done against their opponent yesterday. I'm talking about the UEFA Champions League game today, match day second. Yes, continue today as we look forward to other interesting game. Atletico Madrid against Inter Milan and Borussia Dortmund against the PSV Eindhoven. On that note, I welcome you to another Wednesday edition of iSport on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. And definitely we're talking about everything from the world of sport this afternoon. Right from the ongoing African game going on in Accra, Ghana, down to the UEFA Champions League currently going on. Yes, yesterday we saw the likes of Barcelona against Napoli. Barcelona also are right now in the quarter-final against Napoli. 3-1, that one ended. We saw Arsenal slugging it out against FC Porto via penalty 4-2. Yes, that one ended. The likes of David Raya, he was the savior of the Gunners yesterday. Fantastic performance, we must say, from the Spanish international. But then, Arsenal, what is the way forward? Are we looking forward to see Arsenal go all the way to win the UEFA Champions League? Well, I know a lot of football fans are out there will be saying, we are not sure if Arsenal can actually win the UEFA Champions League. But you look at their performance yesterday, it was really top notch. Talk about against FC Porto. Alright, welcome once again to iSport on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. This is where we get to talk to you concerning the world of sport, and we are back as usual again to take you through the length and breadth of the world of sport this afternoon. Of course, you know when exact 3:05 is all about iSport, and we are back on the show once again to take you through the length and breadth of the world of sport this afternoon. We've got a lot to discuss on the show, but time is really going right now. But then let me start from the home front as we go on to celebrate Arsenal. Alright, that is for the Arsenal fan as they qualify to the quarter-final of the UEFA Champions League against FC Porto yesterday night. Of course, action continued today also where we get to see Inter Milan. They'll be going away to Atletico Madrid, and of course Borussia Dortmund against PSV Eindhoven. That one also is one of the games to watch out for because Borussia Dortmund definitely want to progress to the next round, while PSV Eindhoven also they want to knock on the door. They want to get to the quarter-final. It now boils down to who actually want to play in the quarter-final. We've already seen some of the teams who are going to be playing the quarter-final. Arsenal is one of them, Barcelona is one of them, Bayern Munich is one of them, and of course Madrid is also one of them after they defeated RB Leipzig in the second leg of their own encounter. And of course going forward into today, we'll get to see what the likes of Atletico Madrid against Inter Milan would bring it to the table. Not to forget Borussia Dortmund also. You expect the likes of Jadon Sancho to be in action against PSV Eindhoven. Right, in case you're just joining us for the first time, you're welcome to iSport on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. And you can also be part of the show. Right now, go to our Facebook page, I-FLIER Choice, or you go to I-FLIER 103.3 FM live on our Facebook page right now. And of course, you can call me by calling 091 6000 1033, or you call 0705 500 1033. Those are the numbers to be part of the show this afternoon. If you are an Arsenal fan, yes, so this is the time for you to rep your club. Let's get talking about your club because of the success yesterday against FC Porto. 14 years is finally over for the Gunners. They are right now in the quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions. And of course, looking at their performance so far this season, they are one of the top teams who are performing well in English football, and they are also doing well in the UEFA Champions League. Arsenal having a fantastic season. But the question is, can they win the English Premier League and the UEFA Champions League? That is the question I will be asking this afternoon. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Dio. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very fine. Welcome.
A big congratulations to the Ghana fans. I wasn't expecting it yesterday, even though they have the square, but you talk about the experience.
Yeah.
And you can actually see the experience on the field of play yesterday. So, very big congratulations to them. They trained the big boys, and they are now the men as of now. So, but to talk about the Napoli match, I was a bit, there was a bit,
disappointed.
Kind of disappointment there. And I could figure out the kind of, the referee that anchored the match yesterday. I wasn't seeing the referee doing the right thing. That's my own personal opinion. Because I watched the match, I could see some marking penalty from the referee and those things. But that's Barcelona for you. So, and there's something going around now about the match between Anthony Joshua, the power between Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou, which I want to ask and seek for your opinion.
Okay.
Like they're talking about them fixing the match. Just try and tell me, is it that easy or possible for them to fix the match? Because I could reference back to 1988.
Okay.
I can't be corrected.
Yeah.
When Mike Tyson was facing Mike Smith. When the fight lasted for like 91 seconds or so, which Mike Tyson knocked the guy out. I think that was the reason why they brought up bringing different bouts before the main match of the day. So it shouldn't be as if people wouldn't enjoy their money before the knockout comes off. So I think with that and what happened, I just believe that's how the bout went, and it was a bit unfortunate for Francis Ngannou not then fixing the match to favor Anthony Joshua also.
All right, Dayo.
So I just want you to explain more on that. Like, has it ever happened about fixing,
we've seen cases where we see, match fixing in football game, in boxing game, even in cricket. It has happened in a lot of, sporting events. But then I'm not sure if the bout between Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua was actually fixed. Yes, there's nothing.
I don't think he has not been performing before, who will have just say he came for the money and and he still has some potentials and some views in the likes of boxing. So I don't believe and I won't believe that match was fixed. I just believe it was just a mistake from him by them knocking him out at the second round or so.
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, Dayo, just keep listening. I'm going to explain one or two things before I go on the show this afternoon. You can still call us at 091 6000 1033 or you call 0705 500 1033. Those are the numbers to be part of the show this afternoon. And of course, talking about the Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua bout. There's nothing concrete about that bout being fixed. Nothing of such really happened. But anytime this kind of narratives come to the media, yes, the media will definitely dig into all of the icky panky or whatever happened in that particular bout. But as far as I'm concerned, I think that bout wasn't fixed at all. It wasn't fixed at all. It was just a matter of Anthony Joshua preparing really well. For those who saw the spar, the preparation of Anthony Joshua, you understand that Anthony Joshua was really, prepped up for that particular bout. I knew what he wanted, and he went for the jugular. So I think that was what happened. But for on the part of Francis Ngannou, well, maybe just he felt like, okay, I've done it before against Tyson Fury. I can do it again against Anthony Joshua, not knowing that Anthony Joshua was really prepare for him. So it was more like Anthony Joshua really preparing for what to come against Francis Ngannou. He knew before that for him to have done that to Tyson Fury, he just had to prepare really well, and I think that was what transpired in that particular bout. But going forward, I will get to see. I will get to hear more stories concerning that one, if that particular bout was actually fixed. But as far as I'm concerned, I've not seen any reports. Yes, talking about that bout being fixed. Of course, a lot of narratives have been going on social media about the fact that that particular bout was fixed. But as far as I'm concerned, that bout wasn't fixed. If it was fixed, I think, we'll be hearing a lot of drama, a lot of scandal, yes, in the world of boxing right now. But going forward, it is just about Anthony Joshua doing his job in that particular bout. All right, you're still listening to iSport on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. We are talking about some of the matches that went down yesterday. We saw Arsenal, yes, the triumph against FC Porto. And of course, they are right now in the quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions League. Just like Dyer said, they are one of the big boys right now, because I look at all of the players on the field of play yesterday. Just a few of them had actually, played at the highest level of the UEFA Champions League. You talk about Declan Rice, you talk about David Raya. He's never played the UEFA Champions League, but he was the savior of the Gunners yesterday, and it was really interesting seeing Arsenal playing in the quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions League. All right, let's come back home. Let's talk about the NPFL, the Nigerian Football Federation, has suspended centre referee Mohamed Gata from further officiating in the Nigerian Premier League Football League concerning what happened in the encounter between Castina United and Atland at the Muhammadu Diko Stadium last weekend. Both teams battled to a 1-1 draw in the game, but according to report, two more match officials were earlier suspended following their fallout from the match day 24 fixture. So that means for those who are looking forward to see the referee, you won't get to see him going forward into match day 25. Yes, I talk about the officials who, were suspended, and I think they also need to look into the match official of the match between Enyimba against Doma United. I think that is another, worrying situation that happened at Aba, and I think the people in charge of the NPFL, the FPFL officials should also look into that one also, because the NPFL is not a joke, and we need to get the standard really right if you want our football and our league to move forward. Alright, taking more story from the home front. A good one coming from the camp of Victor Boniface. The Bayer Leverkusen striker is set to return for the 2026 World Cup qualifier. Yes, I think that is a good news for all the Bayer Leverkusen fans, and of course the Super Eagles fans are also very, very important to have Victor Boniface back in the starting lineup of the Super Eagles. We really missed him at the just concluded African Cup of Nations out there in Cote d'Ivoire. But then I think Bayer Leverkusen are definitely the biggest winner right now. Well, they've been playing well in his absence also, but then it's going to be very, very good to have their talisman back in that team, and it's going to help them going forward into winning the league. It was just about how well can they go in terms of winning the league, because you look at their point right now, and they are currently leading with a whopping 13 points ahead of Bayern Munich, and I think they've got what it takes to go on and win that title, at least for the first time in over a decade. And I think the return of Victor Boniface is going to really help their cause in winning the Bundesliga this season. I'm really excited for them, because Victor Boniface, anytime he's in that team, trust him, is going to deliver. So good one coming from the camp of Victor Boniface and, of course, the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Alright, let's leave the home front. Let's go foreign. Let's talk about Lazio manager Mauricio Sarri. Yes, who resigned yesterday as the manager of XX Lazio after their defeat against Udinese. Of course, talking about Udinese, their win against Lazio was actually their fourth win of the season. They've been very, very bad, but against Lazio, for those who don't know, Lazio can be very, very funny. They are one of the Italian team I don't really like in terms of, when they get to play against some of the top team, you see them, they will deliver, but against a lesser light, they falter. But I think it is just a game of football, and you often expect that to happen in the world of football. But the major thing that happened yesterday, it was a bit concerning, because I don't know why, Mauricio Sarri had to resign rather, after their defeat. Maybe he felt he cannot take the team going forward anymore, and he just felt this is the time for me to actually call it quit with XX Lazio. But going forward, they will go on to appoint a new manager, and the question is who is going to be the next manager of XX Lazio? Let me take this story before I go on a quick short break. Let's go back to the camp of the Gunners after their success yesterday against the FC Porto. Arsenal camp are saying Mikel Arteta didn't actually say any insultive word to FC Porto manager. Talk about former Portuguese international Sergio Conceição in their game at the Emirates yesterday. According to reporter, Arsenal sources have denied Mikel Arteta insulted Porto manager Sergio Conceição's family in the aftermath of the Gunners' dramatic penalty shootout win in the last 16 of the UEFA Champions League. Conceição was involved with an altercation on the pitch with Mikel Arteta at the end of the game, and he gave a tears explanation of what was said to him by Mikel Arteta. But the Arsenal sources have actually denied some sort of insultive word to the manager of FC Porto. But going forward, the Europeans, they know how to dig into all of these. Even in the future, if Mikel Arteta is found culpable, yes, they are going to punish him, and I'm quite sure UEFA also will punish him also. But as it stands right now, where the sources have actually said there's nothing of such coming from Mikel Arteta. Let's go on a quick short break. We'll come back. Yes, we'll hit the ground running on the show. We'll be right back after this short break.
iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe tó ti lé lógún ọdún táwọn èèyàn ti ṣoríire lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ lónírúurú ìlú bíi Canada, UK, America, Qatar àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Ọmọọlá Travels and Tours Limited ẹ kú oríire. Iṣẹ́ ò dúró bí Ọmọọlá Travels and Tours Limited tó ṣe gba àwọn ọ̀chàrà tó tó visa Canada, America, Australia tó fi dórí ti UK fáwọn èèyàn. Ọ̀rọ̀ pé bóyá tàbí ṣùgbọ́n yóò ṣe ṣe òsí lọ́rọ̀ tiwọn o. Ìwọ ni kó o máa wo rẹ̀ ràn. Ẹ ní san deposit owó kẹ̀kẹ́ tí visa yóò fi jáde. Bóyá study permit, work permit, bó sì jẹ́ visit tourist visa. Ẹ kàn sí wọn ní nọ́mbà 114 Ọmọọlá Plaza, Àbáyọ̀mí bus stop, Ìwó Road, Ìbàdàn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọ́fíìsì wọn wà ní Louisiana, lórílẹ̀‐èdè ilẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà. Ẹ máa pè 0807-985-1232 tàbí 0811-986-9999. Ọmọọlá Travels and Tours Limited. Try and error sí lọ́rọ̀ tiwọn o. Gbà bẹ́ẹ̀.
Welcome back. You're still listening to iSport on I-FLIER 103.3 FM, the city of Ibadan, and the voice of Biodun Apena. This lovely Wednesday evening, and we've been talking about what transpired yesterday in the UEFA Champions League, and just like Dyer said, we also talked about the world of boxing. Also, we know a lot of narratives that have been going on concerning Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury bout have been fixed, but nothing of such happened. But in the future, if there was anything like that, I'm definitely sure those involved in that one will find out if that particular bout was actually fixed. But as it stands right now, I think Anthony Joshua is preparing for what to come in the future, and I'm quite sure he's going to be either Alexander Usyk or Tyson Fury who is going to be his next opponent. All right, you can still call me on the show at VAR 091 6000 1033, or you call 0705 500 1033 this afternoon to be part of the show. Let's talk about the UEFA Champions League yesterday, and of course the matches that will go down today. We've got Atletico Madrid against Inter Milan. Inter Milan actually won the first leg 1-0 at the San Siro last week, I think, and you know, it is very, very important for Atletico Madrid also to respond if they want to play in the UEFA Champions League quarter-final. Not forget Borussia Dortmund against PSV Eindhoven by 9 p.m. this night. All right, let's move forward. Still taking more stories from the world of football. Let's start from the camp of Arsenal. Of course, we were still in their camp earlier, but let's talk more about the camp of Arsenal. Arsenal have actually made a move to sign another top player in the transfer market to come, you know, in the summer. They want to get a Sporting Lisbon, Sweden, Victor Gyökeres. That is the next player the camp of Arsenal want to sign. And Liverpool have told Barcelona that Colombian winger Luis Diaz is part of the club's longest plan. They are not willing to let go of Luis Diaz. He's been one of the you know, important player for Jurgen Klopp since the departure of Mo Salah, and I think that man is getting more better at Anfield with Liverpool. I'm moving straight to the camp of Manchester United. Manchester United have shown an interest to let go of Mason Greenwood, who is currently on loan at Getafe. And trust me, a lot of clubs are really interested in him. And according to report this afternoon, it was reported that Madrid, Barcelona, Napoli, and of course Newcastle United are all interested in him. And Manchester United are ready to take £43 million from whoever wants to get Mason Greenwood. And the question is Manchester United really serious? Because you look at how well that young man has matured in the team of Getafe. You definitely want to say they ought to have, you know, give him at least another opportunity to prove himself at Manchester United. Maybe, just maybe, it's going to turn out good for them. But it seems Manchester United hierarchy are set to let go of Mason Greenwood. All right, I think it's going to be a great bargain for any club that will be getting Mason Greenwood in the summer of the transfer market. All right, let me take my final story from the world of football before I switch gear to the world of tennis. Let's talk about Chelsea, who might be letting go of 2 to 3 players in the summer. Let's talk about the likes of Raheem Sterling and some other top player in the team. But then the one that is very, very crucial right now is all about Raheem Sterling. They are willing to let go of the England forward, and the likes of Tottenham Hotspur are interested in getting the 29-year-old for £35 million. That is what Chelsea are asking for Raheem Sterling. Well, I think some players actually need to leave Chelsea right now because they are too much in that team and they are not delivering. So it's very, very important for them to let go of some of their top players. Alright, quickly let me move straight to the world of tennis because of my time. Carlos Alcaraz has clinched a straight-set victory over Fabian Marozana to reach the quarter-final of the India Wheels and continue to push on for the defense of his title. He's won that before. The Spaniard needed just 75 minutes to wrap up a 6-3 win against the Hungarian. The world number 2 Alcaraz is bidding to become the first player to defend the title since Novak Djokovic won that one in 2016. Well, like I said, it has been a great outing for Alcaraz, but looking at some of the players are still remaining in that tournament, I think Alcaraz is really poised on to go on and win that one. Novak Djokovic is out yesterday. He was dumped out by a 17-year-old boy, and I think that particular tournament is set up for Carlos Alcaraz to win. It now boils down to what the man actually wants for himself going forward into the tournament. Alright, talking about another player who is out of the India Wheels, also Novak Djokovic. He has actually reacted to his loss to the younger Luka Nadi. Yes, a 17-year-old who dumped out Novak Djokovic yesterday. But then the Serbian tennis player has actually reacted to that one, saying, well, he was a bit surprised because he knew this young boy has been playing well, but he wasn't really expecting that boy, to dump him out. But let's listen to what Novak Djokovic had to say concerning that defeat to the younger Luka who dumped out Novak Djokovic yesterday.
Possesses baseline, especially the forehand side, moves well, very talented. And he's got into as a lucky loser to main draw, so he really didn't have anything to lose. So he played great and deserved to win. I was more surprised with my level. My level was really, really bad. And that's it, these two things come together. He's having a great day, I'm having a really bad day, and that's, results as a negative outcome for me. Yeah, no titles this year. I mean, that's not something I'm used to. I mean, I was starting the season, most of my career with a Grand Slam win or, Dubai win or any other tournament. But it's fine, it's part of the sport. You have to accept it. Some you win, some you lose. Hopefully I'll win some more. I'll still keep going, and I guess every trophy that eventually comes my way is going to be great. Obviously, to break the kind of a negative cycle a little bit that I'm having in the last three, 4 tournaments where I haven't really been close to my best.
Right, that was the voice of Novak Djokovic, who also won the India Wheels in 2016. Yes, just like he said, he's been having a bad time in terms of his performance. And of course, you look at this young man, definitely want to see what he can actually do right now. Trust me, it's going to be very, very interesting to see that young man also progress into what to come in terms of his performance. But as far as I'm concerned, I think Novak Djokovic needs to do more if he wants to win more Grand Slam. He's been top-notch, no doubt, but these are kind of performance you expect from a young boy who has been, following his game, supporting Novak Djokovic as his boyhood idol, but, facing his idol yesterday, he was beating blue-black, honestly, and I never thought that young man was going to defeat Novak Djokovic yesterday. But then, just like he said, it is game of sports. You lose one, and you are definitely going to win some in the future. So let's see what Novak Djokovic will bring to the table going forward into the French Open. All right, we need to go on the show for this afternoon. But remember, the Champions League continue today. You get to see the likes of Atletico Madrid against Inter Milan, Borussia Dortmund against PSV Eindhoven. Also, that is another interesting encounter to watch out for. It's not going to be as cagey as the one against Atletico Madrid and Inter Milan. I saw that game last week and it was a bit cagey, just one goal. Hopefully, we'll get to see more goals today. And of course, watch out for Bournemouth against Luton Town this night also. Those are the games you can actually watch out for if you are a football fan going forward into the rest of the day today. All right, thank you very much for being part of the show. That is all we could take on the show for this afternoon. Remember, tomorrow is another time to enjoy sport on I-FLIER 103.3 FM. We'll be right back tomorrow to take you through the length and breadth of the world of sport. I remain Abiodun Apena. Bye for now.